The complete adventure of the little mermaid. In the vast, shimmering depths of the ocean, where the water glowed with hues of sapphire and emerald, there lived a little mermaid named Marina. She was the youngest of 6 daughters, born to the Sea King, a stern yet loving ruler whose trident commanded the tides. Their home was a palace unlike any other, carved from vibrant coral and adorned with amber windows that caught the light of the sun filtering through the waves above. The roof, made of mussel shells, opened and closed with the rhythm of the sea, revealing glimpses of the world beyond. Pearls and sea glass decorated the halls, and gardens of anemones and kelp swayed gently in the currents. Marina was a curious soul, her eyes always sparkling with wonder, while her 5 older sisters delighted in the treasures of the sea, singing with dolphins, weaving necklaces from shells, or racing with the swift currents. Marina's heart was drawn upward to the mysterious realm of humans. She would sit for hours with her grandmother, listening to tales of ships with billowing sails, cities of stone, and humans who walked on legs instead of swimming with tails. Her favorite treasures were the artifacts she salvaged from shipwrecks: a tarnished mirror, a marble statue of a boy, and a strange metal object with prongs she mistook for a comb. These she kept hidden in a secret grotto, a sanctuary where she dreamed of the world above. Each sister, upon turning 15, was permitted to rise to the surface and glimpse the human world. Marina waited impatiently as, one by one, her sisters returned with stories of storms, seagulls, and starry skies. When her own 15th birthday arrived, she swam upward with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, her tail propelling her through the water until her head broke the surface. The air was cool and salty, and the sky stretched endlessly above her. In the distance, she saw a grand ship, its deck alive with music and laughter. Among the humans stood a young man with dark hair and kind eyes, a prince, she later learned. Marina watched, enchanted, until the sky darkened and a storm roared to life. Lightning split the heavens, and waves crashed against the ship, tearing it apart. As the vessel sank, Marina dove into action, her heart pounding. She found the prince sinking beneath the waves, his eyes closed, and with all her strength, she pulled him to shore. Cradling him on the sand, she sang a soft, lilting melody, her voice weaving through the storm's fading echoes. His eyes fluttered, but before he fully awoke, voices approached, humans from a nearby village. Marina slipped back into the sea, watching from afar as they carried him away. From that moment, Marina's life changed. She could not forget the prince, nor the sound of her own voice lingering in the air as he stirred. Her longing grew, fueled by her grandmother's words. Humans possessed immortal souls, living on after death, while mermaids, upon dying, dissolved into sea foam. To join the prince and gain a soul, she would need his love, a love sealed with marriage. But how could a mermaid win a human heart? Driven by desperation, Marina sought the sea witch, a creature feared even by the bravest merfolk. The witch's lair lay in a shadowed abyss, where the water grew cold and the light dimmed. Polyps, writhing, eel-like things, guarded the entrance, their eyes glowing in the gloom. Inside, the witch awaited, her voice a hiss like the tide over jagged rocks. "You wish to walk among humans?" she asked, her grin revealing sharp teeth. "I can grant you legs, but it comes at a price. Your voice the most beautiful in the sea. And know this, every step will feel as though you tread on knives. If the prince marries another, you will die at dawn the next day, turning to foam." Marina hesitated, picturing the prince's face, then nodded. The witch brewed a potion, and as Marina drank, pain seared through her, splitting her tail into legs and silencing her song forever. She awoke on the shore, naked and mute, her legs trembling beneath her. The prince found her, draped her in his cloak, and brought her to his palace, a sprawling fortress of white stone overlooking the sea. He named her his silent foundling, charmed by her grace, despite her inability to speak. Each step was agony, as the witch had promised, but Marina bore it with a smile, hoping to win his heart. They spent days together, walking through gardens, watching the waves, sharing quiet moments, but the prince remained haunted by the voice that had saved him, a voice he could not know was hers. Meanwhile, beneath the sea, the witch wove a darker plan. With Marina's voice, she crafted a spell to amplify her power, allying with a human pirate lord named Captain Dragon. A ruthless man with a fleet of black-sailed ships, Dragon sought dominion over the seas, and the witch promised him enchanted storms and sea monsters in exchange for treasures and captives. Together, they unleashed chaos. Merchant vessels vanished, coastal villages flooded, and the prince's kingdom teetered on the brink of ruin. Marina felt the ocean's unrest, a tremor in her bones. Unable to speak, she resorted to drawings, sketches of tempests and monstrous shapes, until the prince understood. A threat from the sea? He mused, studying her tear-streaked face. Trusting her, he rallied his fleet, and together they set sail to confront the danger. Marina carried a secret, a magical shell, a gift from her grandmother, which let her commune with sea creatures despite her lost voice. Their journey was perilous. Storms battered their ships, conjured by the witch's malice. Sirens sang from jagged rocks, their voices luring sailors to their doom. But Marina, using her shell, called dolphins to guide them safely past. A kraken rose from the depths, its tentacles coiling around a ship, until Marina summoned a giant octopus to wrestle it back into the abyss. Through it all, the prince marveled at her courage, their bond deepening with each trial. At last, they reached the witch's lair, a cavern beneath a maelstrom where Dragon's flagship anchored. The prince led his men against the pirates in a clash of steel and cannon fire, felling Dragon with a deft stroke of his sword. Marina faced the witch, who wielded her stolen voice in a hypnotic chant. Dodging tendrils of dark magic, Marina spotted a crystal vial, the vessel holding her voice, and smashed it against the cavern wall. The spell broke, the witch shrieked, and the lair began to crumble. As Marina and the prince escaped, the sea swallowed the witch and her ally, restoring peace to the waters. The kingdom rejoiced, hailing the prince as a hero. Yet duty loomed. To secure an alliance, he was betrothed to a princess from a neighboring realm. Marina's heart shattered as she watched their courtship unfold, knowing her time dwindled. On the wedding day, as bells rang and the sun dipped below the horizon, she felt her body weaken, her breath fading. Her sisters emerged from the waves, their hair shorn, a price paid to the dying witch for a final bargain. They pressed a knife into her hands. "Kill the prince before dawn, and you'll return to us," they pleaded. Marina crept into his chamber, where he slept beside his bride. She raised the blade, then faltered, seeing his peaceful face. Her love was true, not possessive. Dropping the knife, she kissed his forehead and fled to the shore. As dawn broke, she leaped into the sea, expecting to dissolve. Instead, a gentle wind lifted her, and voices whispered around her. The spirits of the air, ethereal beings of light, surrounded her. "Your selfless love and brave deeds have earned you a place with us," they said. "Serve 300 years doing good, and you shall gain an immortal soul." Marina ascended, her form shimmering between sea and sky, a new chapter beginning. Years later, the prince, now a king, stood by the sea with his children, recounting the tale of the silent girl who saved their land. Above, Marina watched, her spirit light as the breeze. She tended to sailors lost in storms, guided fish through polluted waters, and whispered peace to her sisters below. Her adventure was complete, not in the love she sought, but in the legacy she left, a bridge between worlds, forever etched in the waves.